All right, we will continue with this morning's media availabilities for the Go Bowling 400 at Kansas Speedway with Martin Truex Jr., driver of the number 78 Auto Owners Insurance Toyota with Furniture Row Racing. Martin, Kansas Speedway is a place where you've had a lot of close calls, but first we want to ask you about your sponsor and paid scheme for this weekend. If you can talk to us a little bit about that, please.
Yeah, sure. Definitely excited to have Auto Owners Insurance back on the car this weekend. It was we did 3 races together last year and had a successful campaign, and they were just awesome to work with. So excited to have them back and do 6 races together this year. This will be the first one, so excited about that. We're kicking off a big sweepstakes with them. Fans can go to. There's a lot of great prizes, 3 grand prizes they can choose from for the winner, and it should be really cool. So I think it's Auto Owners True Experience is what they're calling it. So pretty neat, and gonna get to have some fun with a fan, hopefully on a big fishing trip.
Excellent. With that, we'll open it up for questions. If you have questions for Martin, please start right here with Randy.
Hey, Martin. Randy Kovitz.
Hey, Randy.
Do you get the willies when you pull in here? I mean, when you walk to the hauler and look at the track and just think about all those missed opportunities that you've come so close? No,
I forgot all about them. I don't. No, not really. I mean, I honestly, I get excited to come here. I think, anytime you go to a racetrack that you've had success at, that you feel confident that you can be competitive or have a shot at winning, no matter what the results have been, I think, you have that confidence as a driver that you get excited to go there and hopefully, be able to turn it around. So it's been a great track for us. Even on years, it seems like years where we weren't performing well, we could come here and for whatever reason run good. So whether it was the old track, the new pavement, whatever, it's been a good place for us. So hopefully this will be the weekend we can finally break through and get that first win in Kansas.
Go to Todd.
Martin, does your crew still consider this their home track, and does that add any pressure for you?
No, not really. I mean, I don't think I've been doing this long enough. I don't think any situations really add extra pressure. You're here to do your job. You're always here to do the best you can and try to perform. So it's cool for the team. We seem to get more visitors, more of the visitors that get to come to this race, and we get a lot more fans from Colorado in the stands as well. So we get a huge following here in Kansas, and it's definitely a big deal for the team. But we try to, like I said, we try to win each and every week. It'd just be cool if we do. If we are able to do it here, there will be, I think, a lot more folks in our corner than normal weekends.
Go to Lee.
Lee Spencer, Motorsport.com. Can you talk about how encouraged you are the fact that Auto Owners would double its investment in you and your team this season?
Well, it's a huge deal for us, and the last couple of years, bringing on Bass Pro Shops, bringing on Auto Owners. We've got a race at Wicks Filters this year. Just all these new partners, all the success, everything just keeps continually, constantly building. Auto Owners has been a great company to work with. They're really excited about the program, really putting a lot into it. I seen an email the other day. There's a giant billboard in Indianapolis somewhere with my face on it and a picture of the car. So they're really using, the race team to activate and to try to, make their business grow. They've been around for over 100 years, and it's just, it's a huge deal for us to be partnered up with a company like that, and hopefully they'll continue to see the benefits of what they're doing in our team, and hopefully continue to build that relationship.
And your crew chief, Cole Pern, has kind of evolved into the Chad Knaus of his generation. Can you speak to the good aspects and the bad aspects of that? Because he is so good that, sometimes they're going to look a little closer at your car perhaps than, they might normally would.
Yeah, I think today's day and age, they look at everybody's car close, no matter who you are or what you've done. I mean, the rules are so close and they're so strict. I mean, the trips to the R&D center after the race, all those things are so thorough. It's hard to sneak things by. But I think Cole's just really good at concentrating on the details in the right places. He knows what buttons to push. He knows what things matter the most, and really focuses on those areas. So I think he's done a great job. Obviously, I've been really lucky to have him. The relationship has been just incredible. We get along so well, and I feel like he really understands me, and that goes a long way. And then, the team side of it, he does a great job running the team and making sure everybody's doing their job. And he just has all his bases covered and is really switched on. So I've been lucky to have him, and hopefully we can be together for a long time.
We'll go to Chris, then we'll go back to Beth, and then to Randy.
Chris Knight, catchfence.com. Martin, I know, Kansas is on deck this weekend, but Charlotte's a big race for everybody, not necessarily from you guys from a logistics standpoint, but you have the charity event coming up next week, and then you have what you did last year in the Coca-Cola 600. So are you looking forward to going back to Charlotte knowing what's ahead?
I am. I always look forward to Charlotte just because it's close to home. You get to sleep in your own bed, but it seems like every year that you get busier and busier around that race, and you actually have less time at home than you would if you're on the road. So it's going to be a crazy few weeks, but definitely excited. Catwalk for a Cause coming up this year again, and it's going to be a huge event. We've got Florida Georgia Line coming to play, and just so many big things happening around our foundation. So it's going to be a huge event. Looking forward to that, and of course the races at Charlotte, the All-Star race, always exciting, and after winning the 600 last year, looking forward to going there and trying to back that up. So should be a fun couple weeks, but got to get Kansas out of the way here first, and hopefully we can score that first W here. I don't think anybody can do that again. I mean, look how long it took. It's pretty amazing to think about what we did, really. All the years that NASCAR's been around, and the great drivers and the stories, and to do that in this day and age was incredible. So going to be tough to top that one for sure.
Beth Lukenheimer, frontstretch.com. How often does Eric come to you, given you've got a lot more experience, for advice week in and week out?
Honestly, I would say not a lot about specifics. More just, we do our team meetings together and things like that. And he's pretty quiet. I think he's, pretty confident. And sort of has that approach where I'm kind of just going to go through it my own way and learn it myself. So he doesn't ask for a lot of advice, but he's definitely a good teammate, and we talk about our cars and things we're fighting and things that are going on, but specifically he doesn't really ask for advice on certain tracks or things like that. He's pretty, he's been to most of these places already in trucks or Xfinity, and he's, I guess, wanting to figure it out on his own most ways.
How much does his feedback on his car help you with yours?
Any feedback is good, especially when a guy's competitive. We've got, a bunch of guys in the Toyota camp that we can pull from, and, all the information is good information, really, when you're looking into trying to figure out how to make cars go faster and what opinions are.
Just talking about Charlotte, can you talk about the All-Star race a little bit? A couple more tweaks now with the tires. What are your thoughts on this year's All-Star race?
Honestly, I haven't really looked at it all yet. Not even sure exactly what the rules are, but I do know the tires at the end are going to be a big deal, and I assume you give people the option for soft tires, the whole field's going to take it. So I'm not sure really what that's going to change, but we'll have to wait and see.
Martin, I was curious. You mentioned the team meetings and any feedback being good feedback, but last year Gibbs was so strong, especially early in the season. This year they seem to be struggling. Has it kind of flipped where they're looking to you more for advice as opposed to last year when you guys might have been looking to see what they were doing so well?
Yes and no. I mean, I don't know that it's so much advice as maybe look at what we're doing different. Is there some things that stand out, and to be able to have that data point to say, okay, here's some things that they're doing differently that are possibly better, and then really look into that and figure it out. So, honestly, I mean, coming in last year, being a part of their team, and getting their chassis and getting engines from TRD and working as closely together as we have, they're such a big part of us getting off the ground last year fast and getting things going. So, in a small way, it is nice to be the guy that's kind of stuck out a little bit this year to try to help and kind of make them feel good about their decision still to do what we did last year. So, they've had speed at times. They've been a little bit inconsistent, but it's there, and they'll figure it out quickly.
Go back to Jerry.
Jerry Jordan, kickingthetires.net and PRN. I want to go back to Eric real quick. You said he doesn't ask you a lot of information, and y'all don't share a whole bunch.
We share everything, but he doesn't ask specifics very often.
I was just saying, is that a good relationship between you guys? Would you rather something as a teammate? How do you evaluate that? I mean, with you guys coming just to two teams this year?
Well, I mean, I think it's gone well, really. I mean, I think the teams are working well together. Obviously, they've come out of the box strong with a rookie team, and the first time that Furniture Row's been 2 cars. It's a, I've talked about it before about how big of a deal that is and how difficult it could be and how much went into that project of going to 2 cars. But I think that they've been competitive. They've been, they've shown speed at times, really good speed at times. They've had some bad luck along the way, but they really haven't been lost or in a position where, they weren't doing things that were working for them and they were searching for answers. And that's when you'd expect, more specific questions on, what do I got to do here? What's going on? What do I got to do at this racetrack to run better? So I think they've been good enough that they just are kind of focused on their own deal. And, that's a good thing, I think. We both do our own thing, and at the end of the day, we compare and see where we're at and go from there.
Any additional questions for Martin? Martin, thanks for coming in. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you. You got it, bud. No problem.